How does a weary world rejoice? That's our Advent theme this year. It invites us to acknowledge our weariness. It affirms that we are made for joy. It also affirms that we find joy in connection.
When I first retired in 2016, after 40 years plus of teaching and coaching, I felt out of sorts and disconnected, not being able to do the daily interaction with students and colleagues, not having that. I had for the last 40 years done so. I felt adrift and find meaning and seemed lost. I was questioning my abilities and the faith that it gave to me in life. I felt the need to give, and through this, my giving faith and then purpose would be restored. I felt very disconnected. During this time, I volunteered at eQuest. It's a therapy riding stable here in Dallas. I was at ease there as the work was something I grew up with as we ranched, raised cattle, horses, goats, sheep. I showed performance horses until I went to college. This gave me purpose and was meaningful, and as I was bound in deep connection with the horses. The day it turned around, it was a Sunday afternoon out at eQuest, and the service veterans came and received treatment for their PTSD problems. We had a new student, a veteran. This was to be his first time to ride a horse. He was a person that showed up with little confidence and great fears. He shook and outwardly sobbed and was afraid and could not do this without assistance. He was in very good physical condition, but mentally he had lost all confidence and unable to function in any social environment. I went to get the horse from the stall and present the horse to the rider and have him help me assist in grooming and preparing the horse for work. This was almost overwhelming for him, as he could not do this without assistance. He was in good physical condition, but yet he was very overcome with fear and disconnectedness to normal behaviors. I was so taken that he was there to help, but the horse stood calmly and ministered to him as well as the rest of us. And through that connection, his demeanor helped calm the person down. We proceeded there to go to the mounting area, and he mounted. He was visibly shaking and crying, but as we led the horse into the arena, a calmness came over the rider, and he walked around the arena and became more calm and confident, and you could tell that some of his burdens were lessening. The horse communicated and ministered to him as well as it did to me. I led him around the arena 3 or 4 or 5 times. Then the instructor asked me just to walk along and let him control the horse. And he did. And his confidence grew, and he grew, and he became a different person all of a sudden on top of that horse. That connection gave him faith and helped me to give faith to what I did to help him. The connection helped me to understand that something so familiar to me is the way God helps us to create faith and strength, not only for the rider, but also for me, to let me do something that I could use and I could be helpful with, that it was so very much easy for me to do. This allowed me to experience the recognition of God's presence in all the world. It was a way to give back. It was a connection for him, the horse, and myself. I regained a perspective of God and the world through simple things we do each day.
We can experience joy through feeling a deep connection to ourselves, to others, to God, to the world around us. In community, our joy expands. This Advent, can you tether yourself to that deep truth? How does a weary world rejoice? Day by day, together, and with God's help.